it would appear, according to our scans, that the strange black markings upon my face have been continually changing from moment to moment. With these strange black markings has also come a strange level of energy. I have yet to decipher what this means, but apparently something in my new form has been changing. Possibly ever since the death of Matt. Also a new update would be the fact that apparently I can no longer transform into my old self. Oh! I can still play Final Fantasy Legends though. But enough about that. You all are here for the final chapter of my Christopher Reeves Superman reviews. Let us begin, shall we? First, we need to contact our usual subject. Oh, Michael! Ah, yes, you've already watched the movie, haven't you? So let's start off with the opening for this film. Did we give him the right movie?
Of course it is, Master. Look, there's the opening credits scroll.
Oh dear. Crap on a biscuit. Yes. How to put this mildly? Superman 3. Steaming pile of goddamn goat shit. This about summarizes the whole ordeal here, folks. The plot is dirt simple. Superman is being Superman. But also at the same time, Superman is also being Clark a lot for the first half of this film. He is going off back to Smallville to visit friends from high school, as well as apparently an old nemesis. We only hinted at him slightly in the first movie, as well as an old romance, which we also hinted at slightly in the first movie. I'm going to give them credit where credit is due. They actually look a lot like the older versions of their younger actors from the first movie, so I guess that kind of works. At least for the romantic interest, at least, she looks very dead on. Well, while we're dealing with this, Richard Pryor is our other main subject. Not necessarily a villain, although he is technically working for the villains. He's just this silly goofball guy who is our main source of comedy throughout the film. And he apparently is doing it just so he can get the biggest, strongest computer in the world. Which he finally develops these plans and shares them with his boss about halfway through the freaking film. Oh, and by the way, we do get to see this giant, super powerful computer. And you want to know what the big secret is? It's a 1950s version of a self-sufficient and sentient computer. You heard me, sentient. As in, it is somehow thinking and living and trying to protect itself. What the fuck are they thinking on this one? I mean, literally, there's no hints to this being able to think for itself other than the fact that it can defend itself. But there's nothing in the AI that says, I am a living creature, I must live, I must continue to get power somehow to myself and continue living, even when your creator pulls the plug on you. I'm sorry, but there's just no way to undo that. Even if the computer was that sort of intelligent being. Its power's gone. It's dead. There's no excuse for this kind of ridiculous rubbish. But that's the very end of the plot. In between we get... Oh, God. That. We get stuff like that. The entire movie. But, the thing is that, well, the basic plot is Superman has to, by the end of the film, defeat giant 1950s self-thinking machine. And actually, he gets a Chekhov's gun in the first quarter of the movie, so, yeah. Big surprise, we already know how this fight's gonna end. We kinda already covered it. Beyond that, however, I'm not sure what is up with the director, but, I guess the director did the best he had with what he was dealt. Because I somehow get the feeling that it was beyond the director's control as to what was put into this movie. In that I'm saying editorial mandate was probably forced upon him to include all this random bullshit, and also to use this craptacular script. The special effects are actually still really good in this movie. Again, this is before we shipped off the poor thing to another company for the fourth installment, and it's a company that can't afford the effects. This is still technically a Warner Brothers production only. And so it's still technically their baby, and they were able to throw all the money into the effects like they wanted to. The thing is that both the effects as well as Mr. Reeves, yet again giving us a glorious job throughout, is still like really good fresh cheese in the middle of a shit sandwich. You still taste the fucking shit. Don't get me wrong, this movie is goddamn horrible. My word, I've never seen such a botched attempt at a movie, much less a comical movie, much less even a superhero movie. I'm a fucking villain! I should not be having to tell you how to do this right! Especially from the company that actually did it right the first time! The first two times! Bringing us back around. The effects are good. Mr. Reeves is good. The writing is complete and total horseshit. I cannot stress this enough. My God, this fucking writing is atrocious. There's barely more than 3 or 4 snicker moments the entire movie through, and Richard Pryor is probably most of them. Because the man is obviously doing what he can with what he's got. Which, from what I can tell of the plot, is a not hell of a lot. One of his good snicker moments is where he has to try and figure out how to create kryptonite. Somehow he managed to find out kryptonite in space and made a computer read out what it's made of. But it had one thing of unknown elements, to which he's like, well, what the hell do you do with that? With the unknown element, he added nicotine. You know, the stuff that gets you addicted to cigarettes. With this, he created a kryptonite, but it's not our normal kryptonite. This kind of hints back to the golden age, almost, if you will, of Superman. Back when there was like about half a dozen different versions of kryptonite, and they all had their own different status of what they did. The green one always, as far as I'm aware, killed Superman, or drained him of his powers at the very least. It was about, say, the late 60s, early 70s when they went, you know what, let's just simplify this and there, all kryptonite is green, and it all does the same thing, and it's one of his big weaknesses. So this harkens back to before then, and what this kryptonite does do is it doesn't weaken him or try to kill him outright. What it does do, however, is that it allows the kryptonite to slowly warp his personality, as we see here.
You know, it's unusual finding a good-looking girl like you alone like this.
Listen, are you sure you shouldn't do something about the bridge?
What bridge?
How would that be for a shock to the children? Are we sure we're still in a family picture? But yeah. So, with the kryptonite doing what it does to Superman, it makes him into a bad guy, and he starts doing all kinds of crazy random shit, and even talks to some of our villains. That's right, we also have other villains. Our lead villain is played by Robert Vaughn, popular for mostly television work. So, yeah, threw him into a movie. But also we have this blonde gal who we also met at the very beginning of the movie. I don't know why everyone, apparently in the beginning of the movie, thought she was the sexiest thing on 2 legs. Don't get me wrong, she's not bad for 80s tale, but still. How to describe the relationship between her and Robert Vaughn? She's a bit tail. Other than that, we also have the character's older sister, and so the sister and, I guess, the mistress constantly squabble with each other. The blonde here, I'll just refer to her as Blondie from now on. Blondie plays herself out as a ditz. All the time, almost. There are, however, a few minor exceptions here and there. And she mostly does it so she can throw the main villain's sister off her usual rocker and go, how the hell do you know that? And, wait, what? How do you know that sort of thing? Kind of deals. Essentially, she likes playing dumb, just for the sake of playing dumb, and then will throw out her intelligence whenever she feels it's actually needed for something. Kind of stereotypical a little bit, ain't it? Just a bit. But I digress. They also use her to get Superman to do what they want to do for a little while he's evil, if you will.
How about a little après-ski? Champagne?
Seriously. Seriously, we're still watching a freaking family film here? The fuck? Obviously, they hadn't made PG-13 at the time. Christ. So while he's being a villain, he also goes to a bar. We must pause yet again, because this bar scene is actually fairly popular. For every joke you hear about on the internet or elsewhere about Superman being an asshole comes from this particular scene. So have a look.
Just leave him alone.
Yeah. Interesting, at least. Again, Reeves is doing a fairly good job as he slowly turns evil. Too good of a job in some parts, but yeah, turning to an asshole, and he's using his powers in an abusive way, and he's no longer acting like the hero that the town is used to. And then we get this from, the son of Clark's old high school love interest. Again, I would question the hell single mothers. Where did she get the kid from? But the fact that this is obviously not a family picture is no longer the point. The point is this. The kid yells out for him to get better soon, to which it echoes in his brain for so long that he has to crash land in a junkyard and...
Come on!
Fuck me. Again with the family picture thing. Christ. Anyway, so yes, he has a mental freak out in the middle of a junkyard, and obviously the guys who are working there are freaked out and run away. To which, apparently, out of nowhere, quite literally, we get this.
I can give as good as I get. Yeah? All right. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
I have no clue where the fuck this comes from. But I would like to know, because I would like for it to make more damn sense. Quite literally, if you would have just based the entire movie around this concept alone, you could have already made a better picture. Why? Why do it now and have it make no sense? Seriously! Why would you do that? And this is an excellent fight! But the main problem is that it makes no sense. It comes from nowhere, goes back to nowhere, and the only thing it's accomplished is that Superman is back to normal. And becomes a hero and has to go to fight the 1950s computer. You see the problem? You see the problem here? Just a terrible mess. I mean, look at poor Mikey after all this. Still in shock. God, if I hadn't forced myself through things like brain twisters, I'd probably be almost in that state too. Hell, I could handle Malice the Hands of Fate. But damn! What a piece of shit. So, what do you think, Mikey?
My God, if Robert Vaughn and Richard Pryor really chewed the scenery. That wasn't the only thing Richard Pryor chewed.
Hey, wait, I can't see
Punching and biting Robert Vaughn. He gets kudos for that one. Not only that, Richard Pryor's comedy was not very good in this movie. He was much suited for better things than this piece of junk.
Yeah, you can go run along if you want to. So yeah, in short, recommendations. Superman 1, the director's cut of Superman 2, and Return of Superman. That 3 is where the trilogy really is, although I would dare say I could squeeze in number 4 between 2 and Returns, just for the sake of cheesy fun. That's actually fun, you know? But yeah, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna watch Returns just to wash number 3 out of my fucking brain.
I'll stick around for that.
I guess you can watch too, Mikey. Sorry about putting you into shock for like the last couple of weeks. And I'll see you all later.
I